on connecting to a MySQL database. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get all our latest video. So in the previous video we connected using PHP, but this we're going to use Python, with which we're going to use a different method. So the first step that we use is creating a database, but we're not going to repeat that step. We're going to use the previous database that we created, which was DB, and we're going to use it to connect to the same using Python. So we're going to jump into the stage 2, and our database is still here, called DB, and it contains one table that is called user. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump directly to connect it to our database. First, we're going to create a file. We're going to write index.py, meaning it's a Python file. First, we're going to import a library called a MySQL connector. So I'm going to write import MySQL connector. So here, when you're importing a MySQL connector, if you're getting here a yellow, like I think an error here, a line that is displaying that there's an error in that line, just do this. Open a terminal here if you're using VS Code, or you can use command prompt. So here, what you're going to do, you're going to import this library. What you're going to do, you're going to type here, right pip install MySQL connector. So when you hit enter, it will install that, and it will, this error that may type here will go. So because you have the library, and for me I have the library already, so I'm not going to install again. I'm going to check if it exists in my library. So I'm going to write pip list, and here it will load here everything that I have. So here, when you see here, when you come to M, I have these two files. So it contains MySQL connector library. So I'm going to close this and start writing the codes of connecting to a database. First, what you're going to do, you're going to write try here. Then what you're going to start connection connection dot db. Connection db is equals to MySQL dot connector dot connect, and I'm going to put here the function, and I'm writing host is equals to our host, which is local host, then local host, sorry for that, local host, then user. My user, which I'm using in my server, is root. Then my password, I'm going to set it as empty because I don't contain password in my server, which I'm using here. And the database, which is equals to that we created, it was DB. First, we're going to execute the connection error. So what you're going to write is cursor db is equals to cursor db is equals to connection, this here, connection db then you're going to write dot cursor cursor, then we're going to write here and then here. So here we've already connected to it, and we're still getting here an error. You can see here we have an error. So if it is connected here, we're going to print let's say I'm going to print we have connected to the database using Python. Then we're going to, because we're getting here in try, we're getting an error, so we need to write an except. Let me drop it here down to make except, right? Error as e, and write that way. That's where the error is written. So because we are importing an error, we need to import an error from MySQL. So from MySQL connector, MySQL dot connector, MySQL dot connector import error. Now you see we don't contain an error, so here we're going to display an error if you're not connected to the database. So we're going to print here failed not connected to the database. So we're going to write here and echo and catch all the errors that as e. And here it's a full source code. So we are going to run this code. So let's run the code and see default. So the argument host is not supported. So it means here we have an error in our host. So what we need to do, we need to check the error that is occurring on our host, of which what might be the error. Let me check. Let me pause. Error that we had here is host. So it means I need to rectify my error. Let me try it and write it with small letter host, then set it as that. Then let's run it again and see. So here we have connected to the database, and let's say I do this. Let me cancel this terminal. Let's say I disconnect it to check if it's still checking errors. So when I just run it again, I will get here not connected to the database, and the error here is unknown database B. So let me return it back to B. When I run it again, it's connected to the database. We have connected to the database using Python. So that's the whole video on how to connect to a database using both Python and PHP different. So I'm going to teach. If you have any question about tech, I can help you, and if I know, I will help you. If I know, I'll research, then I'll get it back to you. And please subscribe to the video and make sure you always write some comment and everything. I will appreciate. So our YouTube channel, when I come here, our YouTube channel, when I enter my YouTube channel, I've seen that we have grown into number of subscribers, and thank you for that, and maintain what you're doing to me, and I'll be encouraged to make new videos. So see you in the next video. Thank you for your support, and bye. To video 2 on connecting to MySQL.